Sup nerds, welcome to the drop, and today we've got a pretty good lineup. It's not something that's going to be like blowing everyone's socks away, but you've got FIFA 17, a little surprise that I thought I'd throw in here, a special edition of No Man's Sky, which I find kind of funny actually, Quantum Break, Darkest Dungeon, Forza Horizon 3, and a couple of honorable mentions. So needless to say, we've got a pretty full roster when it comes to video game releases of this week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, kicking things off today, we have FIFA 17 coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. Powered by Frostbite, one of the industry's leading game engines, Frostbite delivers authentic, true-life action, takes players to new football worlds, and introduces fans to characters full of depth and emotion in FIFA 17. The journey, for the first time ever in FIFA, live your story on and off the pitch as the Premier League's next rising star, Alex Hunter. Play on any club in the Premier League for authentic managers, and alongside some of the best players on the planet, experience brand new worlds in FIFA 17, all while navigating your way through the emotional highs and lows of the journey. Own every moment, complete innovation in the way players think and move, physically interact with opponents, and execute an attack, puts you in complete control of every moment on the pitch. Now, of course, that is not the full rundown for the entire list of features for FIFA 17. There's a lot more coming to the game, but I pretty much hit the highlights. So this game is coming out 2 weeks after PES 2017, that is Pro Evolution Soccer, and that is actually this game's main competition. So if you want to see how these fare out, the statistics as far as sales go should be interesting over the course of the next couple of months. So it's really interesting to see EA branch out and do a genuine story with a sports title. Of course, like I said, you're going to be following the story of Alex Hunter as he kind of rises through the ranks of the FIFA Championship or whatever it is. I'm not really that big into soccer, to be honest with you. But it is going to be interesting to see how they can incorporate a story, and it's going to be interesting to see how they continue the story in the next game. Are they going to continue with Alex Hunter? Is he going to be a playable manager? That would be pretty cool. You never know what's actually going to happen whenever EA tries something new, but it is cool to see them trying something new with FIFA itself. Like I said, it's strange to see huge changes, but overall, it's pretty much the same kind of FIFA we've been getting over the course of the past couple of years, with the addition of a story and a brand new Frostbite engine and all of that optimization and things like that. So if you're looking for a soccer game / football game, depending on what part of the world you're from, you might want to try FIFA 17 if you didn't pick up PES 2017, and it is coming out on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PS3, and Xbox 360 this week. So next up, we've got Make America Great Again, the Trump Presidency, coming to the PC through Steam Greenlight. In this tremendously patriotic game, guide President Trump as he builds the wall, defeats ISIS, and overcomes the globalists by making America rich through great trade deals. Make America Great Again, the Trump Presidency is a unique strategy simulation game that is challenging, addicting, and just plain fun. It features a constantly changing world economy, action-packed side-scrolling battles, plenty of gear to unlock, and of course, President Donald J. Trump. With a perfect mixture of tongue-in-cheek whatever it is, funny elements, references to real-world issues, action, and strategy, Make America Great Again, the Trump Presidency is easily the most fulfilling game you're going to purchase this year. So with the debate going on tonight on September 26, 2016, I thought that I would go ahead and throw this one in there because this is a hilarious idea. I love the fact that all these little Donald J. Trump games are popping up in Hillary Clinton. I just love political stuff in general. It's something of a hobby for me to keep up with the political debates in the race and all that good stuff. But what a great chance to half-ass the game and take advantage of the election is pretty much the majority of the notes that I've had for this, because otherwise this would not sell one single copy, and there was actually one dislike on the video that I found for this particular game, and no likes whatsoever. No one really cares about the game, which is why I thought that I would mention it here. More than likely, it's going to be utter and complete crap, but it is going to have some comedic elements. It's probably going to be a little bit fun, so depending on how much it is on Steam whenever it does hit the store this week, you might want to check it out. Probably just want to watch somebody stream or to watch some gameplay of it on YouTube. Either way, it's just funny, and the debate's coming on tonight, and if you are a responsible American who plans on voting, you should probably watch this debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Next up, No Man's Sky Explorer's Edition is coming to the PC. Now let's settle in for this one. Hello Games and IM8bit have joined forces to create the No Man's Sky Explorer's Edition for the PC, a deluxe collector's set as ambitious as the game itself. Ooh, that is not a good way to start. Like all of IM8bit's productions, this is a lovingly crafted package designed to evoke a sense of space nostalgia via the inclusion of a 10-toy-style ship replica. We've spared no expense to achieve hyper detail, constructing the ship from a high-quality metal cast, and then hand-painting each with precision. That's pretty impressive. And much like the game, this collectible allows for a personal touch, providing an array of decals that can be applied to the ship's body. Seriously, this isn't your average run-of-the-mill resin statue, it's actual metal involving a much more complex production process harkening back as far as the 1900s, when 10 toys were all the rage. Trust us, holding this cold metal beauty in your hands is immensely satisfying. It's a true labor of love. Now, as far as what you're actually going to be getting within this collector's edition, there are limited to 10,000 of these. There are only 10,000. I'm going to be very shocked if these actually sell all 10,000. But the PC game code for Steam or GOG, which is pretty much the one that you don't have to do any DRM stuff, which is a $60 value at this point. Hand-painted cast metal ship replica with a 1:35 scale with decals for customization, which is valued at $125. Hard enamel traveler pin, a diorama display backdrop, which is a pretty cool addition for the little ship itself, an Atlas Traveler's Log and Fisher Sauce pin, and a rad box designed by Austin James, which is valued at priceless. Alright, so No Man's Sky Explorer's Edition. Let's talk about this for a minute. The game did not fare well at launch. I actually made a video last week talking about Sean Murray, asking where he was, because he should definitely be addressing some of his audience's concerns when it comes to No Man's Sky. But there was a patch released earlier last week that was so big that I'm just going to cover myself with it right here so you can read all of the patch notes. And yeah, there's a significant patch for both the PC and the PlayStation 4 versions of the game. Now, at the time of making this video, there are still 45,404 negative Steam reviews versus the 24,515 positive Steam reviews. So needless to say, the community is not that happy, and a lot of those positive reviews were actually making light of the game, saying that the only positive thing about it was the fact that you could actually refund it on Steam, so there's that. Now, for those that are collectors, for those that love Hello Games, for those that love No Man's Sky, this might actually be pretty cool. IM8bit makes some seriously cool stuff, and this ship looks to be one of those seriously cool things. It's completely metal, it's got a whole bunch of decals you can put on it, which I would not recommend doing it if you do buy one of these things. Don't put the decals on there, because that completely and totally destroys the resale value for the most part. That being said, for collectors, pretty cool thing, you might want to check it out. Next up, we've got the second coming of Quantum Break, which is kind of complex, and we'll talk about that for a minute. So this is kind of what I like to call the Quantum Break Timeless Collector's Edition release. That's just kind of the simple way of putting it. However, when Quantum Break was originally released earlier this year, it came out on the Xbox One and the PC. Now, the Xbox One version of the game did incredibly well. Critics loved it, fans loved it. For the most part, it's a great game. I didn't hear too many people complaining about it. Now, that being said, whenever it was released on the PC alongside the Xbox One version of the game, it was restricted to the Windows Store, and I know that people were having trouble with it running on their rigs. People were having trouble with it with limited graphics options and things along those lines. Ultimately, it was kind of a failure for the PC release, so this is pretty much take two, and with it, they're bringing a Timeless Collector's Edition. So pretty much the second release, quote-unquote, is just it coming to Steam, which is where it should have been in the first place. But what exactly are you getting with the Quantum Break Timeless Collector's Edition for the PC? Premium packaging. Okay. 5 game disc, 1-time Steam key redemption required, so pretty much you have a physical version of the game, which is something that I love. Too many physical releases of a PC game are just boxes with a redemption card for Steam inside. If I wanted that, I would just download it off of Steam. Little rant aside, a making of Blu-ray, a making of book. I would love to see who's actually going to read that making of book. 1 soundtrack, 2 posters, and a quick start guide is what comes with the Timeless Collector's Edition. Now, that might seem a little bit underwhelming, however, it is only $40, so that's pretty cool, and that is the new price of Quantum Break on PC. Now, I'm not sure how much it is on Xbox One. I would imagine that it did follow suit, but for $40, you're getting the actual game version of what Quantum Break should have been at launch, and you're also getting a couple of bells and whistles here with the Timeless Collector's Edition, so I suppose why not? It's definitely worth mentioning here on the drop. Next up, we've got Darkest Dungeon coming to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. Now, this has a lot of detailed words in it, so bear with me here. Darkest Dungeon is a challenging gothic RPG about the stresses of dungeon crawling. You will lead a band of heroes on a perilous side-scrolling descent, dealing with a prodigious, large number of threats to their bodily health, and worse, a relentless assault on their mental fortitude. 500 feet below the earth, you will not only fight unimaginable foes, but famine, disease, and the stress of ever-encroaching dark. Darkest Dungeon focuses on the humanity and psychological vulnerability of the heroes and asks, what emotional toll does a life of adventure take? Darkest Dungeon is not a game where every hero wins the day with shiny armor and a smile. It's a game about hard trade-offs, nearly certain demise, and heroic acts. Alright, so Darkest Dungeon, it was originally really well received on PC. People love this game, and I'm glad to see it coming to the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita, which is definitely worth noting. But it is a roguelike RPG, which for me is pretty much the equivalent of saying you can play this thing forever and not get bored. Now, that being said, if you enjoy the game, that is going to hold true. If you don't enjoy the game, don't expect it to change 30 hours in. It's pretty much the same thing being repeated in a different order, a different kind of a mix-up over and over again. Now, that being said, I love the turn-based combat, love the look overall with the hand-drawn gothic vibes, feeling really good about that, the red, the dark, the weird little animations it's got going on, really enjoying that. I will probably give this a shot on a PlayStation Store sale. I have not actually played this game firsthand. I've watched a ton of streams for it, which, by the way, for any Twitch streamers out there, they've got a voice pack that looks to be pretty cool, which I will link down below. I will link the Darkest Dungeon website. You can go over there and find it. Pretty cool stuff. All of that being said, I will definitely give it a shot for the Vita if it is on sale on the PlayStation Store. If not, I will play it on the PC, definitely, because it looks like something that could be one of the best little indie or smaller titles of the year. So last but not least, for the headliners of the week, we've got Forza Horizon 3 coming to the Xbox One and the PC, which is a member of the Xbox Play Anywhere program, meaning if you own it on the Xbox One, you can play it on your incredible gaming rig and forget about your Xbox One. Just kidding, just kidding. You're in charge of the Horizon Festival. Customize everything, hire and fire your friends, and explore Australia in over 350 of the world's greatest cars. Make your own Horizon the ultimate celebration of cars, music, and freedom of the open road. How you get there is up to you. So there's a little bit more here. You're in charge with the new Horizon Blueprint. Create and instantly share your own custom racing events, championships, and bucket list challenges. Customize everything. Select your driver character, customize your car, your license plate, even your own car horn sound, which is pretty cool. Drive to the music you love with 8 diverse radio stations. Or stream your own music collection. Okay, we are getting better. Hire and fire your friends. Hire friends to star in your festival and win you more fans. If they're not winning you fans, fire them. That's a very poorly written statement. Explore Australia in over 350 cars. Explore the Horizon Festival's largest, most beautiful, and diverse open world ever. Have heard this place is huge. Choose from an incredible selection of over 350 of the world's greatest cars, all in unrivaled Forza Vista detail. Discover open world racing thrills. Danger sign, jumps, convoys, drift zones, and many other thrilling new driving experiences await you in Forza Horizon 3. Okie doke, so Forza Horizon 3, this game looks freaking beautiful. Like, seriously, if you haven't checked out gameplay of this thing, you need to right now. On the Xbox One, it looks great. The reason it's great on PC is because it's already great on the Xbox One and it was ported over to the PC or vice versa. Both versions of the game, I haven't heard a bad thing about. Now, what I love about the Forza Horizon games is that it takes that really hardcore racing experience you would expect from the Forza Motorsport games like Forza Motorsport 4, 5, and 6, and it brings it to the novice racing guys like me that don't really care that much. They don't know that much about cars, but it brings real-world relatable cars like Ford and Toyota and Honda and Ferrari and all of these other brands that I know off the top of my head into a world that is lush and beautiful and in an environment that I can really get involved in, and it brings challenges and stuff, and it brings a great racing experience to someone like me that doesn't really care, but it also brings in that kind of passion that car lovers do have, and it does bring in that detail and stuff to bring them in too. So it pretty much includes everyone in this one package, and in general, it's just a really inclusive, fun, beautiful looking game. I don't have a bad thing to say about Forza Horizon 3, to be honest with you. Can't wait to play it. Now, if you're not into racing games, I'm totally right there with you. I don't really care unless it's Forza or Gran Turismo. Aside from those, you know, whatever. But with Forza Horizon 3, looks beautiful, plays beautiful, reviews are great across the board. This is one to keep your eye on because it is definitely going to win some awards at the end of the year, if not for its beauty, for its incredible gameplay. Now, last but not least, a couple of honorable mentions. XCOM 2 is coming to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 after many, many months of waiting. And last but not least, officially, Thomas Was Alone is coming to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita on a physical release through Limited Run. They are great over there at Limited Run. Love these guys. Pretty much they give the spotlight to these little indie titles that would never get a physical release under any circumstances, and they make that happen. And it's great for collectors. It's great for gamers that love physical releases of their favorite titles. But if you are wanting to get in on Thomas Was Alone, you should definitely hop on that ASAP, because I believe there are only I think around 5,000. I don't know what my notes say, but there are right around usually 5,000 copies of a certain game that are available to the public, and they normally keep one for a display case. So if you want one, be there on the website whenever they go live and jump on it, because they will go fast. Because like I said, collectors, gamers that like physical stuff, you will be getting down to the nitty-gritty in like 20 minutes. So there you guys have it. If you enjoyed this video, share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, YouNow, whatever you have. Share it out there. Get my name out there. And I want to thank everyone that has subscribed over the course of the past couple of weeks. Been going up in the numbers, and it's feeling really good. And if you happen to be new to the channel, be sure to see what everyone else is talking about. Go over there, check out some of my other content that I do make 3 or 4 days a week, depending on the week. So there's always something new right here on the channel when you drop by to watch some videos. But as for right now, I'm going to go play some Fallout 4 because it's just engulfed my life lately, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.